going ahead first. Hey there, this is Jesse Newman with Tend Home Team at eXp Realty, and I'm joined by a fellow buyer agent, Chris Shipley, also from Tend Home Team, and we're hanging out today with Cody Touche from Movement Mortgage, who's going to give us a little bit of an update on the market and just give us a couple good reasons why to buy a house now.
Yeah, you bet. So what we're seeing in the mortgage world is we've seen interest rates peak about November. So we saw interest rates climb quite a bit last year in 2022. We saw a peak in November, and as inflation started coming down, we started to see interest rates come down as well. With the combination of interest rates coming down a bit and ticking over to the first of the year, we've seen a lot of extra buyer activity, a ton of new applications being processed through our system, and quite a bit more buyers now than what we saw at the tail end of last year. With interest rates, they've actually started to come up a little bit now. Inflation's maybe leveled out a little bit. The next few months are going to be a little bumpy when it comes to inflation, but I think there's a really good chance that we see rates be significantly lower by the end of the year. And so we're actually advising our clients to be buyers now and then be able to look to refinance at the end of the year when interest rates come down significantly. Main point there is we don't want to wait for interest rates to come down, because when we wait for interest rates to come down, everybody's waiting for interest rates to come down, and then everybody jumps back into the pond all at the same time, and then we've got a lot more buyers, and we still don't have a lot of homes available for sale.
Yeah, and one big idea with that is right now, even contingent buyers, VA buyers, no down payment, zero down payment, they're getting offers accepted these days. So, whereas last year that was, not going to happen at all. So, right now, I see a lot of sellers moving up or trading down and being able to have some breathing room to do that. So
yeah, they've got the ability to get things accepted, offers accepted on homes that they wouldn't have even been in the conversation with in 2019, 20, and 21 when the market was red hot. Now, like you said, a contingent buyer, we've had great luck with buyers that were maybe being aced out because maybe they were up there in price, but their terms weren't as good on their financing. So lower down payments, lower credit score type programs, they wouldn't be able to win. And now we're seeing those buyers win in today's market.
And I actually work with a lot of first-time buyers, and one of the ongoing themes is, a lot of people really want to have a home inspection done, especially in a home when it's their first home. Mm-hmm. And, in the previous market, anybody that had a home inspection, their offer pretty much wasn't even looked at because there was better offers or cash offers. And, for the people that are really valuing a home inspection in their next home, I would say this is a grand time to have that opportunity to do that.
That's right. Yeah. In those window of time when the market was red hot, people were waiving everything, financing contingencies, appraisal, inspection, all the things. And even if the home didn't appraise, right? Tell us about those addendums you had to write.
Yeah, so we were doing addendums where we would have to build in an extra $10,000 or $20,000, sometimes even more, when the home wouldn't appraise, just to be able to get the buyer in contract. And now, because the appraisal seems to run a couple months behind, we're in a situation right now where we actually don't have to worry about appraisal contingencies. I don't know about you, Chris, but I think the last one I wrote in was 8 or 9 months ago.
Yeah, no. One of the last ones I did in the marketplace was actually we wrote $200,000 appraisal gap.
Wow.
For the east side. So I don't think I've had to write it for 8-9 months lately. So the time's now with that because who knows what the market's going to do. We kind of got a sense of it once the low interest rates are happening. So we're not fortune tellers. So who knows?
Yeah, and think about that. That's a buyer committing to spend $200,000 more than what a house is technically worth in today's market just to win. And today we're seeing a lot of offers be accepted at or under list price, right?
Absolutely, yep. Yeah. And it looks like homes in King County are sitting on market for about 56 days currently, and selling about 7% below list price. So there's actually still some really good values out there, and especially homes that have been on the market for a while, there's definitely some good buys out there for buyers.
Yeah, in the previous market, homes would sit for
22 seconds.
yeah, minutes, maybe an hour, but not days, not weeks, that's for sure.
And something also that many buyers don't know is, now because, we're seeing that long day on list, 2 or 3K loans, rehab loans, they might be something that might be considered. So that's something that we haven't seen. I haven't seen that in like 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
to be accepted. So
Yeah, if you're not familiar with what that is, the 203K or a renovation loan allows you to buy a house that's not in the greatest shape, right? So a home that maybe otherwise wouldn't pass appraisal as well. So it wouldn't pass the minimum condition of the house in order to get financing. And you can come in and actually renovate that house and make it just the way that you'd like it to be. So we have actually had great success sometimes moving down a client's budget, right? So let's say they were looking in the $700,000 price point and they just couldn't find anything. Instead, we started looking at 550, 500, maybe 600 in that range, and knowing that we could put $100,000 or $150,000 into the home to make it just the way they wanted it, and that offer was just out the door, right? Nobody was going to look at that in 2021, 2020, 2019, but now sellers are a little more receptive to that type of offer. The reason why they wouldn't have looked at that is it's a longer close, right? Because we need to be able to get all the bids and plans and specs of a contractor to show what we're going to do and how that's going to affect value, because we actually appraise the house as if that work's already complete. So of course we need to know what work's going to happen, and that's a great product, but it's also something that wasn't available for years and years, and now has come back and is available again.
yeah, and I mean, with multiple offers coming back in the marketplace, who knows how long that's going to be available right now. So
That's right. I think the window on this might be closing a bit. Again, we don't have a crystal ball, but we do have a rear view mirror, right? We know what market happened before. We can see signs of that coming back. And when we see a significant amount of application activity, a significant amount of new buyers coming in, and honestly, still not a lot of homes hitting the market, right? Part of the reason why we're not seeing a lot of homes hit the market is, imagine yourself as a buyer or a homeowner over the window of time of 20 and 21, you refinanced or you got a spectacular rate on your mortgage. So you're not in a big hurry to trade up your, $600,000 loan at a 3% or less interest rate for a new going rate at, I hate to say it, in the sixes, right? So if you've got a house that serves your needs and you don't really want to make a move, but you'd like to maybe make a move, and then you face the stark reality of the rates where they're at today, it might not be worth trading, right? So we're not seeing those folks be able to sell and buy as much. And a lot of our clients are becoming maybe accidental landlords as well, right? Where they bought a house, they've got a great rate, the house literally no longer functions for them. They've got a family or something else has changed in their life, and they have to move on to a new house. They don't want to let go of that mortgage. They don't want to let go of that house, so they turn it into a rental. So that's one more house that doesn't come back on the market. So now we've got a tighter inventory pool, and a lot of those houses we won't see come back on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and clearly this market's moving really fast. So, I would say it's really important to reach out to us as soon as possible. If you have any questions about the market, we can be reached at 206-504-3660 or at tendhometeam.com. And Cody, how do folks reach you if they want to ask mortgage questions?
Yeah, you bet. So it's just my name, Cody.Touche at movement.com. And my cell phone number is 206-909-2007. Love to chat with anybody.
likewise.